I'm Greg. I'm Greg.
Good morning, Greg.
You know, all of a sudden, when she's like, good morning, she has to think about what she's going to say.
Right. Like
I love this. Okay?
I try to screw
It's
up
all
every
right.
time.
Yeah, she does.
I always try to screw up to think, what is she going to do now? Good morning,
No, it's called
Greg.
dementia. No, anyway.
Yeah, it is. I know. I guess
Anyway, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you?
Honey,
Good,
you
good,
look
good.
good.
Thank you, love, love. You look good too, honey.
Thank you. Today is Labor Day. I'm so happy. I'm red, white, and blue. My daughter said dress in red, white,
Where's
and
the
blue.
blue?
Here, navy blue, right there. Look, it's the skirt. Navy
Okay,
blue.
all right.
All right, look. I love USA.
Okay. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, everybody? Welcome to the show. We have some great guests on the show today. I mean, we always have great guests, but you can't say greatest guests? Can you say that?
Yes,
Well,
greatest guests.
like better guests than usual guests, or what word would you use on
We
that?
have spectacular guests today. Plus,
Yeah.
they're all local. That's the community. That's the best part about today.
Take the mic, cut a mic off. Just
Okay.
cut a mic off.
You see what he does
Anyway,
to me?
good morning, everybody. How is everybody? Today's Labor Day. Happy Labor Day to everyone.
Happy Labor Day.
We have also today's National Beer Lovers Day. Anybody beer lover? You got your beer lover?
I'm a beer lover.
Are you really?
I love it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just can't. It's
I
not-
switched to non-alcoholic beer.
Did you?
So what kind? What's your favorite beer?
Stella.
All right, I got that on tap. That's good. Yeah,
Oh, you're a
okay.
lager person. I was a Boddington's Pub Ale man myself.
Okay.
Were you?
Good to know. Good to know.
Or Pilsner.
Or pills?
Or
Pills.
Pilsner.
Pills. Oh, okay. It's pills. I don't have that on draft. Yet anyway.
Well,
We'll get it.
I've only had two beers. Twice, two beers. That's it.
Lightweight.
In my
What are you
life.
talking about?
I've only had 2 beers in my life.
Oh, stop.
I don't drink beer.
Okay.
Change that.
Nah,
Yeah, I
listen, she
know.
can drink.
We'll change
This
it.
woman can
Not
drink.
beer. Not beer. You never saw me
No
drink a
comment.
beer.
No
Did you
comment.
ever see me drink a beer?
Yeah, I did see you drink a beer.
That was
When
the
I had-
second time.
Oh, okay.
I only drank 2 beers in my whole life.
Okay. But anyway, let's introduce our guest. While I
Okay.
fidget on the phone here.
Well,
So wait, I'm sorry. That's right. Wait, I have one more thing.
yes.
National Grandma's Day.
Which is me.
No, go away. Okay. National Grandma's Day. It must be special to have a grandma like this one.
Aw.
I have to say that.
I hope they're watching
really-
at home today, so
I really, I mean, she is
I don't know what to say.
she's a wonderful grandma. I mean, wonderful person, all the above. And,
I don't feel like a grandma,
yeah.
so.
you know?
No, I mean, I
I,
love being
I
a
wish
grandma.
one day, I can't wait for the day, when the day comes that I become a grandfather.
No, I love being a
I would
grandma.
love that. I would love that. I'm like everybody, look, my last name is Kajus, so everybody calls me Papa Juice. In
Juice.
college, Papa Juice, Papa Juice, Papa Juice, and everybody's like father. And I love that, don't get me wrong, I love it. But I just want to be a grandfather.
You
know?
will,
You know?
one day.
I
You got
just-
time though, honey.
Time will
You
come.
will.
Yeah, all right, look, my time will come.
It's the
All
best
right.
time of your life.
Oh, I can imagine. I'm really looking forward to it when
It
that
is.
day
It's
happens.
fun.
But we have an anniversary. First of all, I have to mention Tara and Marty. You know how much I love you. A distinguished past lieutenant governor, and she was the past first lady. And guys, I don't know how you guys were married together because it seems like a picture perfect marriage because you never see them argue or get upset. I mean, really, is it something? I don't know how they do it. And I don't think they probably never had a fight. No, I'm joking. I know you guys fight.
To
But
Marty.
really, to Marty, I wish you all the best of luck in Tara, and I hope to see you guys soon at our next divisional, which will be coming up, I think, on the 14th. So I'm looking forward to that. And Clyde, yesterday we had a fantastic birthday. He's a brother Mason. I love him. Everybody. I mean, Laverne, you really are amazing. We surprised him. And he came in, he thought he was coming to a wedding reception here.
How nice.
And when he walked in, he just like stood and he really, it was really nice, yeah.
Must have been a great
Yeah, it
time.
was, it really was. And happy birthday again. And so you can do the rest of the birthdays.
Yeah, and we have some
All right,
really
so-
special birthdays with the Breakfast Club. Stephanie Larkin, our Red Penguin, head penguin publisher, who publishes all these great books, including mine. Eddie Petrowski, 84, this past weekend. Petrowski family in Floral Park. Fireman, everything, great man. And 2 twins from the Breakfast Club, Peter Rampanaro, he's an organist, and Louise Maltese, another great lady. Breakfast Club, Angels, The Works. They're 2 twins. Happy birthday, twins.
Happy
Peter
birthday.
and
Happy
Louise.
Great, happy birthday.
To you guys, love you all. Very nice. Thank you.
All right, what else you want?
Yeah, I'm
Introduce
just
yourself.
saying. All right, so let's get on with the introductions. On my left, I have Vinny Balsami. Did I say it right?
Yes.
Vinny Balsami. He is involved with everything, but he is mostly managing the Chorizo restaurant in Garden City Park.
Yes, ma'am.
Welcome, Vinny.
Thank you.
We have Donna Miss, M-I-S, from RMS Hospitality Group, who has great programs, brand new, for the whole restaurant industry right now. She's going to help you not only save money, she's going to help you be prepared when this happens again, and teach you all kinds of great things. So thank you for coming.
Good morning.
And last but not least, Mick,
Mr.
the Franklin
Mick.
Square Man who released
That's
his
right.
album.
Yeah.
He's local. He's everywhere. He's with movie stars. He's everything.
He's a
I wouldn't
stud.
go that far. I wouldn't go that far.
Well, I go far.
Player.
Yeah, she goes far
I go
every
far.
time.
Thank you for having me.
Every
Alright?
time.
So you're all going to talk a little bit about everything. He's going to play a song for us. He's got a story you can't believe. He's been in the newspapers this week, which I love because I believe that everybody should not only do social media, they should still be in print. Because a lot of people think it's dead. It's not dead. Because a lot of people like to read it, and then this is his tribute to his wall. You're going to have a wall of fame. I have one.
I keep a scrapbook.
I have
Do
a
you?
wall of fame
Yes.
when I have an office.
You know what's so funny? Thinking about scrapbooks. I know when my son was in college and high school, whatever, and I have so many things, article clippings and blah, blah, blah. And you know what's so funny now? I mean, except for some of them you may not have, but it's all on media. I just want to know who puts those things on there.
What?
No, because you know what? There's a lot of things on there that I know I've never posted.
Right.
And it's on there. So like when you look up my name, you're gonna see, oh, and I'm like, wow, where did it, you know? And it doesn't tell you who really put it on there.
Well, it really comes through the press.
No, it's not
Yes, it does.
just the press. That's a different thing. I'm talking about, yeah, but this is what I'm trying to say. But who would put it on Google? That's what I want. On Google. I'm not talking about a YouTube. YouTube, they can put it on. They can whatever. No, it does matter. You're not listening
I
to what I'm
said
trying to
it's
say to you.
automatic.
What's automatic?
When the writer writes the story, that goes into Google.
Okay, but we're not talking about a writer. We're just talking about certain pictures or whatever it is that there was no writer. It's just, I'm not talking about YouTube. I'm not talking about Facebook, Twitter, whatever. That you can put in. It'll say picture by whatever. But Google, it does not. You want to argue with me?
Yeah,
Miss
editorial.
Miss Technology here, right?
No,
Listen to me.
not
She doesn't know how to
technology.
turn her phone on.
No.
All right? She doesn't know how to turn her phone on, but she can tell you all about
I'm
technology.
not talking about that. I'm talking about editorial. Editorial people. Put it on Google. End of story. I'm right. I happen to know editorial.
Oh,
Sorry.
really?
Yes.
Okay.
That's where it gets, how it gets to Google. Google your name right now.
I know that. Well,
You're
that's a
going
long
to see
time
3 of the
ago.
last stories that we just had. On
Yeah,
Google.
but that's different. That's because we're media people now. I'm talking about my personal things. You want to argue about my personal things? What,
No.
what do I got to write a file? What is it, a reality show?
No, but the editorial part of your personal.
Okay, all right. Next, let's go.
All right. So anyway, let's talk, Vinny.
Yes, ma'am.
Chorizo. I was there.
Yes, ma'am.
My favorite dish is what? The
The
appetizer.
Italian nachos.
Italian nachos. Greg, did
Yes,
you like them?
yes. No,
You had them.
not the nachos. When
Oh.
I got there, they were
They were
gone.
gone.
They were gone.
I
You
got
gotta
there
make
from
them
I remember
nachos.
that.
Right, you remember Kevin Lee? Yeah.
I had the nachos.
Oh.
They are very good.
Okay,
Just
so
had them the other
Yes.
day.
Mick,
Very good.
you got to go taste the nachos right on Jericho Turnpike.
I'll try not. In fact, I know where that is because I grew up near there.
Right there? Yeah.
I lived in New Hyde Park behind the McDonald's.
Okay,
Okay.
so then you know
No,
where
she
to
like,
go.
yeah, not, and you said, what did it have in it? It was all
It's a
types of...
deconstructed lasagna.
It's a deconstruct.
Basically, what
I
I
like
do
that.
is
Wow.
we cook the lasagna shells, then we deep fry them.
Right.
And then on top of the shells, which become nachos, you put ricotta cheese, meat, sauce, garlic parmesan sauce, and mozzarella cheese. So it's basic
What a great
lasagna,
idea.
Oh, that's good.
just done a different
But
way.
how did you come up with that idea?
The idea was to do something out of the box.
I love it.
And
you know, I'm
you know
in
what?
the box and out of the
It
box.
worked.
You know where
It
those
worked.
ideas most of the time come from?
Listen,
no,
wasn't-
listen to me. Now listen.
Wasn't the first
It's-
idea.
No, I gotta tell you, it's the truth because it's called Wicked Donuts in Portland. The line is around the block all day long. You get donuts with bacon and egg and cheese, and you have donut with what? I mean, listen, any kind of donut you can think of. And do you know where all those ideas came from? They're both stoners. It's not a joke. They just smoke a lot. That's all.
I was gonna say,
And
what's
all
a
their
stoner?
ideas come from their munchies,
Yeah.
and it is amazing. No, I mean, listen. And then like, listen. You know, when we used to get high, and they tell us, we used to get high a lot. I would look if I always had donuts. I don't know why I had donuts. They were stale. They were nasty. You know, mold. I would just take a little mold part off. And he goes, "You're hungry. You're hungry."
Yeah, when you eat.
You know,
meat.
yeah. He would put milk on it, and whatever. I swear to you. And you know what? I got to tell you something. It's like the #1 donut shop where they ship all over the world.
That's good to
Yeah.
know.
Did you?
That was the only time in Portland.
Yeah.
Everyone's
See
like,
that?
you gotta come home with a box of those donuts. And literally, I bought a dozen on the plane for 7 hours, kept them on my lap, so there would be no
Is it like,
How did you not
it's
eat
no
those?
joke. Look, yeah. I don't know how you didn't eat it though.
I got to talk to my friends in Portland about that.
I gotta call that company, tell them to come out here, come on the show. Wow, that's something. Well, thank you for bringing that up, and
Yeah.
thank you for letting me know a new word today. I didn't know what a stoner was. No, you know, I'm kind of backward that way. I didn't know what it meant. I haven't smoked pot
We
yet.
got work to do.
I
I
know.
don't
She
smoke
must be
pot.
corrupted.
Yeah, no, I don't smoke pot. I haven't yet, anyway. It's gonna happen.
Yeah,
It'll probably happen
it
with
will,
him.
it will, definitely.
I think it's gonna happen with him,
Definitely.
because he's, you know,
Yeah.
does different things. You know.
Yeah.
And,
I'm not a stoner. No,
No, but I'm just saying,
But,
maybe
yeah.
once.
Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. No.
No
I said,
judgment.
listen to me. The only thing is, like I said, listen. I tell this story, and I've said it many times. Years ago, a friend of mine, and like back then, it was just regular. They call it Thai stick or whatever it was. But Thai stick, we didn't even know what it was. It's just another way of them selling you something that was exotic.
That's something.
Meanwhile, it was the same thing that you got anywhere, but they just called it something. And then all of a sudden, I remember just smoking with him, and I'm sitting on the couch like that, and I'm like, wow, okay. Next minute, I'm hungry. Now he's a bachelor, so you open up the refrigerator, and all he had was like half a water thing, a ketchup that was whatever. He had 2 sticks of butter. He had a loaf of bread that was rotted. Well, what happened? I got to tell you, those 2 butter sticks, I ate them, and it was so good. They were good. I ate the whole thing. I ate 2 of them.
Melted
I was
in your
like,
mouth.
and I was like, wow, it's not that bad. All right, what does that tell you? All right, so that's like, you know.
hysterical. Well, let's
Yeah.
get back to the restaurant. What's one of your popular dishes? I've had quite a few already, and I have loved everything. What did we have the other day? What did we have?
We have the pizza, the margarita.
Yeah,
pizza.
Yes.
with the cauliflower crust.
With the cauliflower crust.
And right in that gorgeous oven.
That
Let's
is,
talk about the oven.
oven is a wood-burning oven, and the smell from the smoke from the wood hits to the pizza, and everybody's just,
So good.
everything comes out crispy. It's a whole, but the cauliflower crust is a big seller because it's gluten-free.
And everybody could watch you making it,
And yeah, it's
which
just
is really kind of unique.
yeah, the oven
That's a
is right,
beautiful- yeah,
it's
that's-
right in the middle of the
Now, wait a
dining
second.
room.
But what do you don't use coal or do you use wood?
Wood.
Truthfully.
Wood,
Now, I've seen fake ones that I thought they were, but they weren't. Yours is the real deal, though.
real deal.
Yours is the real
Like,
deal.
yeah, cutting down
You can
trees.
feel that heat, boy, I'll tell you. There's
So-
no hiding that, you know?
So you got to collect wood. You go around.
Well,
and
yeah,
collect
we call a
trees?
company, and they
Oh.
come and drop off the wood.
Get out of town.
Yeah, because I'm not really big on cutting trees.
Yeah, no, I don't
Yeah,
like
then
this. No.
other
You're
things.
kind of, you're tiny. You know,
Yeah, it's
she
true.
could fall on you and forget about it.
But yeah, that's one of our big things, and we've really taken off with the fish franchise, the soul franchise.
Oh, I haven't had that yet.
People just seem to love it.
What do you serve rice with it or spaghetti?
No, pasta's on the side. Your
Nice.
choice of sauce on the pasta,
Ah.
but it's
Wow.
a seller.
We got to come back. I know.
Yeah,
you
you'll
know,
be back.
I'm sold. You know
Yeah.
that. Let's talk about Charlie and the bar.
Yes, Charlie is my brother, the
Charlie,
bartender.
adorable, too.
And
And Charlie's, and you have a great waitress, the young
Oh, the
lady. She's
one
such a
from-
Tanya.
sweetheart.
Yes.
Tanya?
everybody there is very hospitable.
Yes.
Charlie is
Definitely.
basically the face of the business
Charlie's
because
a-
Is he?
Charlie will
He was
start-
busy, so I didn't get a chance
Charlie
to
can
talk
have
to
a
him.
conversation on anything.
Yes.
Charlie knows
Yeah.
his drinks, and Charlie knows when someone comes in and they don't know where they want to go. Charlie will point you in the right
And he
direction.
smiles a lot.
Right.
He's
he-
very
yeah,
nice.
that's
to
very,
me.
That's a good thing.
very good to be around.
Yeah.
You know.
And he's
so-
handsome.
And he's my brother.
And he's
so
handsome.
I'm stuck with him.
That's all she cares about. He's handsome.
Yes. And then Tanya,
Tanya, yes.
sweetest girl, right? You saw her.
It was great.
What a
Tanya
dog.
is a nursing student who wants to wants to work in the restaurant business, but also wants to do something else. So while she's in the restaurant business, she will stay with me.
That's terrific. And you do a lot in the community. I know you
Yes.
have the fire department.
Yes.
You feed them what, every day?
The
Practically?
fire department comes in basically every day, but what I make sure is for all first responders, they get a discount. My
Yeah,
father's
you do the right thing.
retired
Everybody tells
FDNY,
me.
yeah.
You do the right thing.
And you're now the first foodie in the Breakfast Club,
Yes.
right? You got your patch,
Yes.
and you're part of the show,
Yes,
and
and
we're
every-
going to help you.
yes, absolutely.
What happens to the Breakfast Club members?
They all get 20% anytime they come in and mention the
Breakfast
Breakfast Club, and you'll absolutely get the VIP treatment,
Please.
just like everyone else who comes
That's
in.
right.
That's right. So
And
now
that,
let's
yeah.
talk about September 19th,
Yes, September 19th
Breakfast
is
Club event.
Bobby
Can you let
V.
him talk?
I'm just.
Oh my
He
God!
loves me. Don't-
Holy shit!
I
Did you hear what he just said?
I do love him.
Nobody said we don't love you. Let the guy talk for crying out
I
loud.
have to make
Oh.
sure he doesn't forget anything.
Yes, September 19th is Bobby V sings Bobby V. Bob D'Amato comes. He has come once before. He sings outdoors to my tent and everyone who's outside on the tables. He sings from 7 to 9. Everyone sings along. Everyone has a good time.
And we're having a raffle for Ria's
Yes,
Angels.
we are absolutely having a raffle. We'll be having a couple of different raffles there.
Yes.
We'll be doing a bunch of things, but also, you know, I donate part of my proceeds goes to the Garden City Volunteer Fire Department because, you know what, everything is about community.
That's right. And we'll be selling my book.
Yes, everything will be.
Yeah, we're having a great party that night.
My biggest thing is everyone local, there's always somebody to make friends with and help, and
Right.
so if I
You
can
know,
do it.
what do we talk about? You know what? I got to tell you, definitely hit it off with them. When we were talking, and we're talking about how when you come into a restaurant or a place, it used to bother me where you went to a restaurant and you come and I would go with my father, whatever it is, and everybody would be like, you know, my father was like, you know, Moses, part of the Red Sea. And other people didn't know the owners. And it really kind of bothered me because I always said, why wouldn't the owner introduce himself? There was a friend of mine, Marco, and he had a place on 63rd in New York. And I got to tell you, the guy would sing, well-dressed guy. I mean, it was really a big place. And he would walk in, he would say hello. And everybody loved that, you know, and it means the world when you come out, or just anybody just comes out, you know, and introduces themselves. Now, we were talking, I said, this place, I could have 300 people in here. I will say hello to every last one. Because you know what, I got to tell you when it makes something, it's really important. Like when you came out and you sat, and you don't have time for that. You sat down, you're like, hey, Greg, and you started talking about, that meant the world to me. Because you know what? It's like when you sit with other friends and you go, hey, did you go to that restaurant? Oh, yeah, I know the owner. And I'm sitting there going, well, I went there like 30 times and I never met the owner. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, actually-
And that really means a lot
It
for,
does.
you know, so, and that's really great that you do that.
But
It
a
really
big
is.
deal is also, I'm new into this as far as partnership and this and that. You've been doing this a while. There's always something for me to learn from someone who's been
Right.
doing this. If I can't learn something from you, I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah, that's right.
But see,
I'm
not
with you on that.
everybody's like
Yeah.
you. So
Yeah.
you have a great
Yeah.
thought
And
process.
as a consumer, you know, sitting there, and if I know the owner or the manager comes out and talks to me, I'm going back there.
Well, you
Like I feel.
already
I
went
feel
back.
a little special.
Yeah.
Like the owner came out and
Right.
spoke to me, paid a little bit of attention, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna come back again.
Sure. There's
And it
nothing
made
better
you
for
feel
a
good
customer.
though, didn't it?
Makes you feel
It
good.
really,
It
really
really
does.
There's nothing better for a customer than they've been there twice and they don't think you remember who they are. And I remember everything they had and did. And when they come in,
That's
hey,
right.
you guys gonna have the same thing?
And-
What do you
yeah.
mean? You remember? Of course I remember.
And Vinny, they had your lunch that
course
day,
I
and I was
remember.
late. He kept saying, "Where are you?" Remember that day I was coming back late? That was his lunch.
Yes, yeah.
It was delicious. They loved it.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
loved
no,
it.
and I mean, that means a lot, it really does. People don't seem to understand that, but it goes a long way. And even, I gotta tell you, I've been to many places where the food was And listen, you could have had a bad day, the cook could have had a bad day. Listen, nothing is perfect. And you know what?
Exactly.
And my mother used to always say, there's never a mistake in the kitchen. My mother would always say. But one day I cooked a meal for my mother and father, years back. I think I just came out of the Marine Corps. And I sat there and I said, I love salmon, and they love salmon. And I turned around and I made the salmon, I made vegetables. And so I felt like, you know, like a Betty Crocker kind of thing, whatever, or Julia Child, whatever the woman was back in the day. And all of a sudden I made a Dijon sauce. And I put honey, I put this mustard thing, whatever it is. Well, when I put the salt thing, the cap fell off. So the thing was loaded with salt.
Oh,
So I turned
geez.
around, I mixed it, And I'm like, wow. And my mother always said, the way you correct something, especially if it's salty, you add brown sugar. Well, I think I put a whole package of brown sugar. And I got to tell you, at least I have to say the presentation was great when I brought it to my parents
have
sitting
been.
there. And they looked at it. They were like, the vegetables were good. I even had rice, whatever. And they just took a bite of that salmon and that sauce. And they were like, and they just looked at
They
me.
smiled,
And I'm
right?
standing there and I'm going, how is it? They're like, it's good. And I got to tell you, I mean, afterwards, I mean, they didn't eat it, but so they said they weren't hungry, you know, but it was horrible. And then my parents turned around and said, listen, I know you tried, but that sauce, you killed it. You know,
Wow.
which is true. I made a mistake, but I said, Mom, not even you could fix that. But my mom went, she took it, and she did something to it, and it was great.
That's great.
It really, it's a work of art. I mean, it's not a joke being a chef.
No,
you know?
Oh, well, you work.
Yeah.
Listen,
you work
it's
hard.
just it's a very trying time too with everything going on, because you have to be
Yes.
extra careful.
Right.
Because you never know. Like, you never know what tomorrow brings.
That's true, but you have a good attitude.
Yeah, of
So
course.
how do people come? What do they say? Where are you located?
We are located at 2232 Jericho Turnpike in Garden City Park. Basically, when you pull in Friday and Saturday and Sunday, we have valet for anyone who comes. This way, if you don't want to park yourself, we got it for you. But when you walk in, all you do is you'll see my brother's face as the
Yeah,
bartender.
I have my own spot there.
Yeah,
I have my own spot
I will
there.
absolutely, within 10 minutes, you will see me walk out of the kitchen, because I try to walk out every 15 minutes just to
You do.
see
Do you?
who's, yeah,
Oh, that's
absolutely,
good.
just to see who's there.
You do.
That's good.
Because
That's
there's
good.
nothing better for someone who comes in, God forbid they're having a bad day, for me to walk up and say, hey.
Absolutely.
And even if they say, hey, listen, his drink's on me because he's having a bad day.
See, and that means the world. I
It does.
swear to you.
It does.
It really means the
Shows you
world.
care.
It does, you know?
Absolutely.
definitely.
Shows
Listen,
you care.
because the truth be told, my restaurant is nothing without my customers.
Wow, what
If
a
my
guy.
customers walk, if my customers don't come back, I don't have a restaurant.
Because
Well,
you can't have a restaurant without
Yeah.
customers.
Right.
So
So,
what
Wolves
about your
can't eat.
website? What's your website? New one.
my website is CerisoRestaurantGCP.com. We just put all the we have a new menu. We put the new menu up. We started, we're going to start this week, now that school's back in, with social media specials. We have bar specials. We have weekly specials for food. We're finally starting to get to a point where enough people are comfortable with coming out to eat
Good.
that we can start throwing some good things out there,
Yeah.
and we'll see where it goes.
People will be able to send their email in now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm coordinating that list for our party.
Yes.
Everybody
So,
that's coming, so you'll
but-
have all those names soon.
you know what? We opened in the middle of the pandemic, and we are making it, and that is a big deal.
And that's drinks to you.
That
Vinny.
is a
That's
big
it.
deal.
Congrats.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Vinny.
No problem. Thank you.
And,
Thank
and
you.
you're not a big drinker.
No,
Yeah.
no,
You probably work out too, right?
no, never.
She wants you to take your shirt off. That's where it's leading to. Don't worry.
I don't even want to lift a bottle of water.
I gotta connect you to Osceola. You gotta go work out. It's easy. It takes
Oh,
only
now,
an
now
hour.
she's willing to go work out.
An hour.
Let's go and work out together. Yeah, okay.
Okay, well, Donna,
Good morning.
what is the name of your company?
RMS Hospitality Group. What we are is a insurance broker that specializes in providing insurance products for the hospitality industry. So bars, nightclubs, restaurants, gentlemen's clubs, franchise restaurants. We've got exclusive programs to provide general liability, liquor liability, assault and battery coverage, property coverage. And,
Oh, yeah, I gotta cut you off. You said, wait a second. You're an insurance broker?
Yes, I'm an insurance broker.
Broker.
So what I do is I work with clients in the
Right.
hospitality industry, gather their information. It's a free risk assessment of what they currently have, and then look to see whether or not I can provide better coverage
Right.
at a competitive price. And these programs that I have are exclusive to our agency.
Now, is it workman's comp? I mean, everything, like you do a whole package
I
thing,
do.
or is it just liquor liability or workman's comp, or just,
I do the whole
you
package.
do the whole entire thing?
I do the whole thing. So, the focus is really the liability, the liquor liability, and the assault and battery, because that's the biggest
See, I
exposure.
gotta see when you say, you know what, just like I'm looking to get a better rate now. As you know, it's just funny you just mentioned that.
Right.
And the thing is, the assault and battery, I've had clubs, bars, no one has ever said that. An insurance, so this is something separate. It's an add-on, assault and battery, I mean, or does it just fall under a liability thing?
It could be a combination of.
Okay.
The answer is yes and no. Depending on who the insurance carrier is, it could be included, or the insurance company can also exclude it. It really depends on how the policy is written. We like to say assault and battery just so that you know you have it, so that in the event that there is a situation, you're not going to be caught in the dark saying, do I have coverage or not? So we like to spell it out to say that you have the coverage in our policy. So we do all of that with the workers' comp, with cyber liability. If anyone takes credit cards, you know, the information is, you know, very private. So there's coverage in the event that you get hacked. And all the data goes out there, you know, there's insurance coverage for that. There's insurance coverage for harassment, discrimination between patron and patron, customer, employee. So what I do is I usually go out, take a look at a client's portfolio, and all their insurance coverage is, and not that I look for holes, but I make sure you have the right coverage. Because the last thing you want to do is find out at the time of the loss you don't have coverage. As a broker, I don't want that phone call from my client to say, why isn't this covered? And, you know, unfortunately during this time, it's been very difficult for a lot of hospitality owners, bar owners. So what we've been trying to do is work with our clients to either, you know, delete some of the coverages temporarily while they're closed, look at a reduction in sales, look at a reduction in payroll, maybe lower their workers' comp costs until they, you know, get back into business, then we up their coverage again. So during this period, we were really trying to look to put money back into the owner's pocket to help cover other expenses.
You know what
And
killed,
you cover.
you know what killed me was the whole time that you know, being closed for 4 months, like the insurance company, they wouldn't give you a penny back, you know, because
Right.
your place is closed, not by choice. But, you know, I was trying to talk to the broker and I said, you know what, you guys get paid anyway. I mean, they, you know, so for them to give a refund, I think the broker didn't want to try to get the refund because then he would have to refund to them, you know?
Exactly.
And that's, so he's like, well, they don't do that. And I don't even think he bothered asking, you
Right,
know?
all you can do is ask, and every carrier, unfortunately, during this pandemic was different.
Right.
You know, there were companies that were very quick to return. There were companies, you know, that, you know, kind of dragged their feet a little bit. I think everybody was really trying to do the right thing because whoever thought this would happen. I think it was, you know, not that we weren't prepared, but, you know, who thought there would have been a pandemic
Yeah.
Definitely.
in our lifetime?
Right.
And, you know, I think companies initially did not know how to react. And it took probably 30 days or so for companies to figure things
What to
out
do, right.
and what to do. And unfortunately, every carrier was different
Of course, yeah.
during this time.
Yeah.
But, you know, my job is to work with that carrier and push them into the bitter end until we get some kind of a result that hopefully the owner's going to be happy with.
Well, what about like the COVID now? Are there any things that they're coming up with to add to policies because of that or no?
You know, there are, right now, there are certain companies that are in the throes of possibly putting some kind of coverage together. But unfortunately, these things take a while
Sure.
to come to fruition. It could be 6 months, it could be a year, but there are companies out there that are working on putting something
Something new.
together. Yes.
And who is your best client? Besides restaurants, are hotels your clients too?
Anybody in the hospitality business is my client. In addition to hospitality business, I also do what I call general business. So I can do the retail operation, I can do wholesalers, I also could do personal lines, insurance, the homeowners and the auto. But my specialty
Is
for
the
the last
hospitality?
25 years has been the hospitality industry.
See, I never knew there was a special thing just for hospitality.
There
Like,
is.
obviously, there's a special thing for everything.
You know, you want to make sure, you know, these type of businesses, the hospitality industry has specific type of coverages you want to make sure are covered. And we put programs together to give that owner the right coverages they need.
It's very interesting. It really is.
You know, I've learned an awful lot, especially at this time. You know, yeah, it really, really is. And you're sitting here and I'm saying to myself, with the amount of money that I pay for insurance, it's no joke. It really isn't. It's crazy. I mean, the prices.
It's the right time to probably shop now.
Yeah.
You know, besides the pandemic, because, you know, sales are lower.
So you'll be able to shop for me? I mean, I have.
Absolutely, and no cost to you.
Okay.
I can take what you have.
I need it
and
yesterday,
shop
though.
And
Yes.
I can maybe tomorrow.
Okay, let's see. If you can tell me that, fair enough.
Tomorrow's better.
Okay.
It's a holiday.
You know,
I like that. I like that.
Today,
I like
I can
that.
do what I can
Good,
do on
good,
my
good.
own. But it is the right time to shop because it is, you know, the pandemic. You can get lower sales amounts, which would affect your premiums. But also, if you've been with the same carrier for a number of years, it's always good to shop.
Right.
And it
Right.
really costs you nothing.
Right.
You know, for me to take a look at it and see whether or not, I'll be the first one to tell you what you've got is really good.
Right.
Or, hey, this is what I can do for you.
And this is just another example of networking, because you met me at our breakfast club
I
today.
did. I
Through
did.
networking, and we became
And you
fast
see how
friends.
happy she is?
No, because this is what it's about. No.
Drinks to you. Cheers.
You know, Greg, isn't that what it's about?
That's it.
Isn't that what it's about?
Yeah,
That's
of
how we
course.
met Nick. I
Of course.
mean, because of his sister and the networking. You know, it's just all about life, business. Right now, small and medium business needs to do this.
That's it.
Community.
I love what I do. I get excited when I look at someone's insurance policy.
See? This is the date.
Take much to make you happy.
To go to first base, I gotta give her my insurance back. There you go, man. You know what I mean? I know I'm getting lucky.
Scary.
I do have a life outside of this, but I
Okay, you sure?
absolutely love what I do. I love what I do.
That's funny. That's funny.
Remember,
Yeah.
I bring Stella.
Okay, that's right. I have look, Stella, my insurance policy. I'm getting lucky. Okay.
2 for 2.
That's it. 2 for 2, right?
That's really
Be-
good.
Before we go on, we'll make just a few little quick shout outs too. I want to
I didn't say a word.
for
I was going
Jenny.
to say.
Hey, Jenny C.
I was
How you
gonna
doing?
say something.
Donna's in the back over there. I love you, Donna. I miss you so much. You got to see her hair. Her hair looks beautiful.
Oh,
You got to say
please.
good morning to Jenny A, Jenny C, Susan. Greg, you'll be wait. Will you be at the book event? Yeah. Okay. I'll be there. No, somebody wrote something. A lot of people said good morning. Hello. Phil, what's going on, buddy? Gina, we have a few Susans. Susie. My son, John Gregory.
John Gregory, he already.
Now, let me just tell you something. Let me tell you. The only reason why he's watching because he can't play his Xbox.
Yeah, we know
All
that.
right. So don't think I don't know that, John Gregory.
No, but he's watching
Okay.
because I had a nice conversation with him
Oh,
yesterday.
okay. That's it.
I did.
That's always key. It's networking, right?
Yeah,
You network with a
exactly.
10-year-old,
Right,
12-year-old.
he's a good kid.
All right, Carol, how are you? Mohammed, how are you? Scott, how you doing? I know I missed a whole bunch of people because I did something and I messed up the feed. So if I do miss anybody, I love you guys and keep watching. So now we have to go on my right, your left. Mr. Mick Cantone, how are you?
Good. Glad to be
Nick,
here.
look at you with your new
He's
mustache.
just a rock star.
Look at his hair. It's nice and shiny.
Well, I just washed it.
It always looks better after a wash, right?
Hey, you look so dashing today.
Thank you, thank
She
you.
was so excited when she saw you.
Well, because I always see him in other places where he's not so dressed up. Right?
Correct.
Okay, let's talk. All right,
Okay.
let's talk. So tell us a little bit about yourself. When did you start playing? I mean, I heard you're phenomenal. I haven't had the opportunity to really hear you play.
Thank you.
And hopefully you're going to get to play a song for us.
Sure, I will.
So let's start from where you're from. Where you were born,
I'm
raised?
originally from New Hyde Park. Currently live in Franklin Square since 2015.
Okay.
And I've been playing music. I used to play on a semi-pro basis in high school and college, and I returned to it.
Oh, really?
And this was inspired by, after a 2-year relationship that had broken up, I had started getting my thoughts out in poetry, and I thought to myself, why not get the guitar, get out
Right.
the keyboard, and start making songs?
Now, your songs are like Taylor Swift, I bet, right? See,
No.
no, not the music. No, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Let me finish. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. That's not what I meant. What I'm saying is, you see how you just said you took your thoughts, you started jotting them down. Well, one thing at least I mean, I don't listen to Taylor Swift. I mean, she's a great artist and compliments, kudos to her. But she writes 90% of her songs are relationships. And I didn't even know that. You know, whether if it was a good one, bad one, or... So that's where I said Or do you understand?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But again, it's like Kevin Ayers, the great British musician, said, "I can't write songs unless I'm in love. If I'm not in love,
Oh,
there's no
really?
energy. Nothing.
Oh, wow.
Nothing is meaningful to him." And so what had happened was with this, I chronicled the entire relationship, when we met, the joys, things breaking down, and then at the last track is just like when you're sitting in the bar at the end of the night and you're just like, screw it, you know, things happened, it is what it is, it's cool. Like almost like a valedictory,
Right.
peace be with you.
Oh, that's good. But what kind of music do you play?
It's mainly singer-songwriter with this one. I play guitar, bass, keyboard, percussion. All the instruments on the recording are played
Oh,
by
wow,
me.
that's great.
Because what had happened was, originally I had planned to record this with other musicians at a studio in Long Island City, because I know a lot of the musicians in the city and on the Long Island music scene. But with COVID-19, with the pandemic, those plans went south. So I decided, I had set up a demo recording studio to record, like what's on the computer digitally. I had the things I needed, and I just upgraded it a little bit. And I'm just like, you know what? Let me record them, because it's like I know how I want them to sound, and they've been, like I said, it was 2 years in the making from conceiving it to now. So it was just a matter from March until June, just recording them. Like first, my process is when I'm recording, I first start with acoustic rhythm guitar. That's the first thing. So I get that rock solid. That's the foundation.
So wait, I gotta cut you off so people
Okay.
can understand. You're not using your keyboard to make all your sounds? See, because
Only
most
the
people,
drums.
okay, that's fine. Because most people, a lot of people don't know that a keyboard now, it's like he doesn't even need a guitar. You have every kind of instrument that you could imagine on a keyboard with the sound effects. So a lot of times you'll hear guys that'll do a track, and I'm like, whoa, you have this, you have the violins, you have the, it sounds like you have an orchestra, and it's all, done that way. So that's why I was asking you.
Of course. The only things I used the keyboard for were for like piano, organ, and to get like that classical like 60s mellotron sound with the strings and the flutes. I would use that, and for drums, because I do not have the space to record drums adequately, because it's a home studio and it's not very big. So what I would do is I'd first do the acoustic guitar, have that rhythm part, which really has to be driving. Then I would do the drums. Do each drum separately so I could do the levels properly so I would get a proper sound. Then the bass, then the keyboard parts, and then I would record vocals. And I did 2 mixes of the album. One in mono, 1 speaker, which is good for streaming devices and for Alexa, because it's only 1 speaker. And then I would do a totally separate stereo mix where instruments were highlighted in different spots, and some songs were sped up, others were slowed down. And that was how I did it. Very much like the classic albums of the 60s.
Right, okay.
That's interesting. So now,
Who's your favorite artist?
There's many. I'll give you a quick list. The Kinks, Moody Blues, when Mike Pinder was in the band, Phil Oakes, Bob Dylan, Kevin Ayers, Sid Barrett from Pink Floyd, The Replacements.
Okay,
I
the
can
list
make
goes
a-
on.
Yeah, it
wow,
does.
you're a real fan. So I have a question. I do remember you telling me once that you make things, like, like with like some kind of thing that you make with your hands that you make
Well,
models or some kind
I
of
do
something.
artwork and stuff
That's
like
what I
that,
meant,
but the
yes.
whole thing is now it's like this had to be done because my ex was an artist. She was an activist
All right,
artist.
so that's how I knew that. Right.
That's how I met her at a gallery showing. I wasn't even there. I
Okay.
was sitting there minding my business, having a beer in the lounge, taking a break, and she approached me. And little had I known then what I know now, I would have just been like,
See ya.
bye.
You know what? You probably listen.
Wow.
Tell me you didn't write that. See, look, you said she's an artist. She's creative. She's an artist.
She's a performance artist.
Okay. Oh no, because I was thinking of Ghost of imagining you
No.
and her and doing that.
No, it wasn't like that at all.
Doing that, you know what I mean? It was like, whoa! I was like, dude,
Not at all. To put it, to make the ideal comparison, she was a Yoko Ono.
Oh really?
Yes, very much.
Well,
So.
you kind of look like Lennon a little bit. You know
I
what
tell you, if
A
I didn't
little-
have the mustache and glasses,
Yeah.
the nose, Ray Davies from the Kinks.
Yeah.
I was taking off my glasses. I was in a
right.
pub and this couple, they were basically where Vinny and Donna, right?
Right.
Where they were sitting, I was here, and they're like, dude, you look like the guy from the Kinks without your glasses. I'm like, thanks.
Really? So that's why you don't wear glasses most of the time, right?
I can't see
Like
without them. I just take them off just to rub my eyes.
All right.
Really? That's interesting.
And so what had happened was, like, I had done performance art pieces with her. In fact, one of the tracks, track 6, Faux Funeral, is about that. She was doing a performance art piece against fast tracking of the repeal of the Affordable Care Act in front of Senator Schumer and Gillibrand's office. She was laying in a coffin, which I built for 24 hours, and it was a very hot day. It was June of 2018. And it was very harrowing, and then our relationship really faltered after that. And it was just, I just got out of the art scene. I just couldn't hack it anymore. So if I paint, it's for my own pleasure now.
Okay.
If I want to do that.
Like with
it's
her head cut and guillotine
No,
or something?
no, no.
I know what kind of painting we were getting at.
I kill with the
Because you
guitar.
can see the way he's talking about it. Well,
No, but I remember.
this.
I
You
used to
sent me
teach.
pictures. A lot
Yeah, I
of
used to teach
the
and
things
paint,
you were
yeah.
making. You used to send me pictures.
Yeah,
And
I
sometimes
love
I would say, like, what is it? You know.
I love making art. I like pushing the envelope as an artist. But now with music, it's like I can do a lot more. And as a matter of fact, now that this album is out, which it's out on 3 formats. It's out on YouTube Music.
Great,
You go to
great.
YouTube Music, you look up Mick Cantone Music. It's also out on Bandcamp right now, which is mickcantone.bandcamp.com. You can download it as a high-quality FLAC file. And then, right now, I also was supposed to have a CD release contemporaneous with it, but due to the delays in the pressing plan and with the post office fiasco, it's going to be delayed. And it's going to be in a little mini LP sleeve with a gatefold,
Oh, that's
lyric
good.
booklet,
Nice.
and a CD with the 2 mixes, the mono and stereo. In fact, on the cover, I reference my ex. Not only in the
Really?
You
title
can
of the
tell he's
album.
in love with this
You're-
one.
you're a
Either
good
that or he's going to
guy.
make
Yeah, let me
you know,
say
he does remind me of, and I met one time years ago, what is it? John Tarantino? Tarantino?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, you remind me of him a lot.
Yes.
And I'm sitting there going, now he likes a lot of horror stuff.
Yeah, he's a
Okay,
little
he
crazy
loves that.
way.
So
yeah.
and Tarantino, all his movies are horror. So
Well, I see plenty of horror in the 6 o'clock news.
There we go.
I can't even watch movies anymore. I don't have the patience. Because
Well-
like many people, like they would be doing Netflix or this during this whole pandemic. Me, I'm
Right.
just like
Jamming
recording,
away,
just
jamming away.
recording, overdubbing, and everything.
that's great.
But you're glowing, Mac. You really are.
Thank you.
It's because of the
I
X.
mean, you're really glowing. You're really
Thank you.
happy. It's obvious.
Thank you.
They
thank
say that people
Well-
glow when they really do what they love. And you
It's
are.
true. I love doing it. And then,
So you're gonna have to sing a I love song, music, whatever. And
Well,
wait, now
oh, not
I gotta
yet.
ask you.
Oh, go for it.
Does this song that you're gonna sing have any relations, anything pertaining your ex?
all of the songs
Here
do
we
to
go.
an
Here we
extent.
go.
They
Here you
all
go.
do.
Look, you really love this woman, boy.
I did.
You did.
I
You
did.
did. You did.
Do you talk to her anymore?
No, we broke contact. I really don't.
Everything.
I don't know what she's doing.
Cold
and
turkey.
to be honest, I really don't care.
Care.
Wow.
This is like goodbye and now on to the next. I had to get the songs out and now it's goodbye.
Okay.
Because even
Okay.
I don't mean to interject with the cover design. I had conceived it. The photos were done by Julia Brown Imagery. Thank you, many thanks, and a shout out to her. We photographed them, and the front, when you look at the front, you see me with my guitar, like smiling, somewhat bemused. And because it's a wraparound cover, the back cover, you see a girl with a hospital gown and an IV pole, which is inspired by a performance art piece that she did.
Really?
And a friend of mine, she posed for it, and I'm like, and it's like, I need somebody to play the activist, and she's like, I'll do it.
Wow.
And we did the shoot in like an hour, knocked everything off for all the imagery, all the promo imagery, for the gatefold, because you see in the gatefold, you'll see it's going to be vertical instead of horizontal. I'm there with the guitar, black and white, and you see her on a staircase and outside, and she is with her back to the camera. It's like goodbye. It's like kind of like saying like, you know, I'm moving on, goodbye.
Well, is it really an IV
Yes.
bag or is it a rope around it?
No, it's no rope around it.
I'm
I'm
just
not
checking.
beside
It's the way he said it.
I'm
An
not-
IV bag.
I
It's
don't
not
believe-
turned.
I'm the
I'm
pacifist.
like, all right.
I don't believe in violence.
No, you're very
I'm just
nice.
teasing. I'm just teasing you.
Yeah, but
All right. So
that's
can you play?
great.
Can you play a song for us? We'd
Sure,
love to hear it.
I'm gonna play Crossed Wires, which is track 4 on the album. Now the original demo that I had posted on Bandcamp was very insipid, very weak. And then what I did was for the album, I totally rearranged it into like a Mersey beat, Beatles like 64 kind of arrangement with like the drums, like
Right.
electric 12-string, which a little studio trickery. So here it goes. There's you on one side and me on the other. We're trying hard to meet in the center, shouting in unison, it's a battle of words. Our true feelings on this just ain't being heard. Phone lines are broken and the power is down. Could your messages have gotten lost? It's possible now that things were misheard. Best explanation is the wires were crossed. Your voice is growing faint as I strain to hear. My ears must fail me, my mind is now blind. My heart is telling me you want to come join me. Seems you're the soulmate that I was to find. Phone lines are broken and the power is down. Could your message just have gotten lost? It's evident now that things were misheard. Best explanation is the wires were crossed. You finally got through without no distortion. Whoops, sorry about that. The voice was loud and clear and simply a shock. I seal my ears and act all out of proportion. The pain's so strong that it's got to be blocked. Phone lines are broken and the power is down. My sense of reality is what got lost. It's obvious now that I misheard. There's no excuses for the wires were crossed.
Right.
Wow.
Very
Thank
nice.
you. Thank you.
Very
Deep.
nice. Very
Thank
good. One of the guys just mentioned, Phil, there's a little lemon in his voice.
Well, it is again based on like the Beatles.
Definitely. Oh, it's a great song.
Thank you.
Terrific.
Thank you. And when you hear the whole album, like that bit that's in that where there's no lyrics, there I did an electric 12-string, and I'm gonna give you a little studio tip, the trickery. I usually record for anything electric. I have a pickup that I put in here. I plug into an amp and then plug the amp into the computer. And what I did was I played the solo, and then the magic of digital, you can take that file, copy it. I pitched it up one octave, shifted it a little, and it sounds like the chiming of a 12 string.
That's great. That's great. It's great.
Terrific.
Technology, right?
Congrats.
I gotta get, well, everybody loves your music. I gotta just give a quick shout out to Henry. How are you, Saba? Good morning. Kathy, we love you. You know how much we love you. Barbara, Keller, Heidi, good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm waiting to eat, Heidi. You know what I'm talking about. I'm hungry. Brenda, my neighbor, she's amazing. She really, really is. Then we have Patricia, Stephen, Josh, Giacomo. We have Nancy, Mary, Sal Caruso. How are you, buddy? Anthony, Randy, how are you, buddy? I got Dallas Cowboy in the house here. Arlene, can't wait to see you on Divisional. Barbara, how are you, sweetie? She's such a sweetheart. I got to tell you, Barbara, she's something. Anthony Mendola, how are you? Connie, Chris, Karina, Howard, Michael, and Eric. Thank you. Guys, thank you so much for watching. And, okay, John Gregory, good morning, my son. Good morning. Good morning.
I love John
good morning.
Gregory.
Good morning. Good morning. Okay. All right. Anyway, we're getting kind of close to the near here. And Eric, I'm sorry. Good morning, Eric.
Well, what I would love, you tell people how to reach
Yeah.
you, because you didn't say.
Great,
You know.
so I can be reached, our website is rmshg.com, and my email address is dmis@rmshg.com.
And they can
Okay.
also reach you through the Breakfast Club, because you're
Right.
becoming a preferred partner.
Yes.
Which is great, so she'll be on our list. And Vinny,
Yes.
they should just what? Come to the restaurant.
Come on in.
Just
Right?
come on down.
If you want to
Some
smile and
miso.
some food, come on in.
Jericho Turnpike, Garden City Park. The main man, he'll even
That's
come
right.
out.
That's right.
And you gotta try
The nachos.
the
Italian
nachos.
I gotta make a trip just for that. You know
Italian
that? I gotta make a trip just for that. I really,
Italian
really do.
style, yes. Yes, and I think our camera lady just said she wants to go. So there you go.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Mick,
Mr. Mick, thank you,
This
thank
is
you. Now, when are you
terrific.
gonna be, let me ask you, when are you gonna be playing? Are you playing anywhere in particular,
Well,
or?
what happened was I had gigs lined up,
yeah,
Right.
that
but
happened to
Yeah,
me.
well, that's everybody, yeah.
COVID-19 just put paid
Yeah,
to it.
so how does anybody follow you? What do they
Oh,
do? Just
what
go
I-
to, again, to
Again,
Mick
to-
Canto Music?
They can even go to my personal
Oh, okay.
Facebook, because what I do is oftentimes on Facebook and Instagram, I would do live streaming concerts. I started that in March. I titled the first one, Don't Let 'Em Get You Down. It was like to help bring up people's
Right.
spirits
Terrific.
with COVID. And then I would do theme ones. I would do like TV show theme songs for one. I did like 2 complete albums. I did the Holly's Evolution for one, and the Kinks Face to Face. And then I would do like psychedelic music. And for my birthday this past July, I performed.
July what?
25th.
Oh, on the 13th. It's all right, Billy, that's it.
And what I did was, for that, I did the entire songs for an activist album in its entirety. I sat outside, after I had like a nice birthday dinner.
Right.
Just-
That's
I
great.
played. And I do those, and I have a virtual tip jar through PayPal and Venmo. And that's how, it's actually as good
great.
as playing out in a live venue is, which I always enjoyed and I miss doing, which I'm itching to get back to doing. It's also doing them online. Again, I have friends and fans now in Portland, Oregon. I have fans in Texas,
That's right,
California,
that's right.
the city, Australia.
I can imagine all over the world.
That's
Now,
terrific.
you know, I have a page. It's called America's Got Karaoke, and it's songs for soldiers. So I'd like you to go on that page and sing a song, you know, and you know, tribute it to the soldiers overseas, if you don't mind doing that. So that I would really, really like. And so I'd like to thank all our guests. We have a couple sponsors we have to thank.
Yes,
first.
yeah, and
All right, we have Long Island Jewish Valley Stream Hospital, Northwell Health. Guys, you're really amazing. You really are. I don't even have to say anything anymore. You guys are phenomenal for everything that you've done. How you transformed a hospital that was not a hospital back then. It's an amazing place now. And Tranquility Spa, which is located at 700 Franklin Avenue. You have the best massage, foot rubs, everything. They're really sweet. Angela, we love you. We don't even have to tell you that. We love you to death.
Yes.
And we have Oral Puro. Teddy, I gotta
Teddy.
tell you.
best jeweler in town.
You're great. You really are. You're great. I'd love to get you on the show for crying out loud.
I would
But
too.
that'll never happen. But
Man, you
you
never
know,
know.
so Teddy's a busy bee.
I
He
know,
really is.
he is. But now he has a representative.
Yeah, I know. He's got his
Francis.
rep. Yeah,
So
Francis.
she's got-
Francis and Ronaldo. And every
Yes.
time the guy comes in, he brings me pastries.
Yeah, I know,
can't
but
thank
he
him
didn't
enough.
even
He really
give
does.
me one.
Well, I didn't even eat it. Everybody else ate it.
I know.
I didn't even eat it.
I know,
Everybody
you
else ate
didn't
it.
get to have any.
Yeah, so why would I not give you one?
Because I'm kidding. That's all.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Listen, we're gonna do a horror film right here.
No.
Okay?
I don't need
You
blood.
can make a song.
I'm
Do you
not
know-
no blood.
Don't worry,
You
I
know-
promise you, not a drop
He
will be
doesn't
spilled.
mean a thing of it. He's such a softie.
I'll just sit in the back behind the
But
bar,
I
just
want to
pouring a
mention
pint.
Hey,
also,
that's
guys,
it, that's it.
today's paper, look, The Power of the Pen, September 22nd, right here at G's, How to Write a Book. Very, very good. In 7 months, you publish your book. We're having it here. Social distance, plenty of space, a nice little snack. The Power of the Pen. Go to my Breakfast Club, send me an email, come to the meeting. 6
Yeah, you
o'clock.
can't miss it, it's really, really
Greg
good.
is coming.
Yep, I'll be here.
Everybody's invited, and you could come to any of our
Yeah,
meetings
we
and
should,
play.
you should play a little bit.
Why
They
don't
would
you
love
come
that.
and play that
That'd be
night?
nice.
Where
If
are
you're
they,
not doing
here?
it, yeah, if
Right
you're not
here?
doing anything,
Whenever
come on by,
you have
really.
time, you tell
Come
me.
by, really.
You know,
I mean,
Thursday.
on Saturdays, well, this week we have the Blend. I mean, there's quite a few bands, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and you'll get to meet a lot of the guys. And you know what? I mean, they'll even when they take a break,
They'll let you play.
they'll let you go up there and play, and it's outside, social distancing. Everybody's commenting about your nachos. I think you're gonna have to bring some nachos here.
That's
Enough-
it.
enough
Next
is
time,
enough.
Vinny.
I
All
got you
I
next
need
time.
some of those
He
damn
was
nachos.
closed
All right,
today.
thanks.
He was
All right.
closed today.
So anyway, Kevin, how you doing, babe? I hope everything's okay. I love you, Dallas, all the way. And guys, thank you so much for watching the show. And come watch the show on Thursday. And
And we got a nice surprise
Yeah,
on
we got a-
Thursday,
yeah,
too.
we got a nice surprise
we
on
got
Thursday.
some great people that are really, coming out of the
Yeah.
woodwork.
Yep.
Long Islanders, great.
Yep. Look at this. Everybody's like this nacho thing. I swear to you.
That's it.
God,
You
that's all I
bring
got.
nachos
Yeah.
Thursday.
All right, so
Drop
guys,
them
thank
off.
you so much. I want to say
Okay.
thank Connie and Robert Moses. How you doing,
Bye-bye.
guys? And Beatrice. Talk to you later,
Thank you to
Frank.
everyone.
And Carrie and Kevin. All right, see you Thursday.
That's a wrap.